Hi, Chris. Thank you for joining us for our Hot Creative Talk today. How are you doing today?
Not too bad. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, so before I get into things, I please tell our audience you're from the band The Dreamboats.
hmm
So tell our audience a little bit about The Dreamboats.
We are a Mississauga-based retro rock and roll inspired band, and we love to play our own original music in the retro vein. Think of like The Wonders meets Chuck Berry, but we also like to play the covers of the time. Nothing really past '65, but we've been exploring a little bit past those, past that era. I'm starting to get a little more psyched. I'm just joking, but yeah, I guess we can say we are a retro rock and roll inspired band based out of Mississauga, and having some fun.
Great. So why does the music of the 50s and 60s especially like inspire your band? Why did you kind of choose those decades?
Uh, that's a good question. I'm still, I'm still kind of asking myself how we love this music so much. Other than the fact that our parents grew up with, we grew up with it, listening to it, through our parents and whatnot. But most people our age are listening to this type of music. But I think we're just, especially when Johnny and I, when we first started it, we're definitely old souls. I'd like to think, and maybe a little cheesy at heart, with love songs, and definitely wanting to get rock and roll parties involved, and get the dances going, but also get the slow dances going, and give chances for people to kind of really get together and get that love vibe going on. And we're all about that. These are some of the reasons why we started the band, and why we love the era so much.
Yeah. So, I mean, why do you find it important to kind of bring, because that was decades ago. So why is it important to bring this time of music to kind of this like new generation to discover a little bit?
Well, one thing I really like about this type of music and like the band type of outfit that we do is that there's really no kind of bells and whistles, and it is what it is. We're just a four-piece rock band, plugging guitars. I don't really have any crazy effects. We just put a little bit of a slap back delay on our vocals to make it sound a little bit like the effects that they used in the era. But other than that, we're playing our instruments, we're singing, we're writing. For the most part, one thing I really find important is just about this type of style, and why it's important to try to bring it today. Is just there's no bells and whistles when it comes to making this music, and it's very raw, and that's what we love about it.
Yeah, no, I love it. So I know you guys have gone through a lot of changes recently over the past like 2 years or so. So your band has done some changes to it, like including bringing on like Justin Zoltek and then Nikki Domino. What was that like, bringing on new additions and the changes there?
Definitely a big change, and kind of, it was feeling a little anxious about the whole thing. Prior to this, we've had the same band lineup for the past 8 years, and that always felt like home. And definitely my best friends growing up, and in switching it up, in this new chapter, definitely had its moments of, was this going to work? Is it going to be the same? Is it going to be that dynamic and chemistry that we've always relied on through almost the past decade? But it's been a solid change. We feel like now we have a team that everyone is really on board, and really doing our best to push it forward, and really willing to make big leaps and bounds for the betterment of this band and the business, and one of them being coming out to California. And I feel like everyone is just kind of on board with this new lineup, and the direction that we plan on going. But to sum it all up, it definitely had its moments of like, Johnny and I looking at each other like, is this happening? Is this gonna survive? Is this, and I'm thankful that we've developed a good enough reputation that we've had some potential players, that want to jump on board with us, and give us the chance to really team up with players and musicians that we really respect and love. It's been mixed emotions, but definitely good to this, leading to this point, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, so you kind of touched on it a bit about moving California. So that's a huge decision. So and you kind of see it like your background a little bit, like the desert.
Josh
So
is crazy.
yeah, so what was that like? Like, why did you guys decide to choose to move to California?
If I could give you the quick summary breakdown of it, like, I guess the Dreamboats have been coming to California here, like in the Palm Springs, Coachella Valley area, since 2017, and we've immediately fallen in love with the place. And due to certain circumstances, safety blankets, we always made the decision to stay back in the area, but only just come here periodically through the year, which mainly was just in the wintertime. And then kind of really started again when this thing started opening back up, and we ended up getting the opportunity to come perform down here back in November, and played, loved the vibe. Again, it was so refreshing, and being like, oh my gosh, all the places out here are all outdoor as opposed to back home, which made it really, really hard to do bookings and events back home. Performing back here in November of 2021 and really loving it and refalling back in love with the place. And we always had decisions, like thoughts in our heads about moving down here. But what really kind of broke the camel's back was, after getting back from November, we had a couple of gigs booked in December, and once again, lockdowns hit, and we ended up getting our New Year's Eve gig that we were really looking forward to canceled. And it's just one of those things where you get back up and you're just kind of whipped back down, and you think there's a glimmer of hope, and we felt that the vibe was very different down here when it came to those, the whole live industry and the way bands are perceived and attendance at events. Once that happened, we kind of just made this decision. We're like, you know what? There's no really real obligations that are being booked, or any notable paying gigs that are being booked until like April anyway. So we have 3 months. What are we going to do? Are we going to sit here and just twiddle our thumbs and just wait and hope? And that's just not one thing that we've the attitudes that we've carried in the Dreamboats. We always just love to push forward in any way. We had a little bit of bucks in the account, packed up the trailer, decided to grab an Airbnb and just come down here, and we booked 4 gigs total, and just came down here and just said, you know what, we're confident in ourselves, we're confident in our package, we believe in ourselves, and it's all that Mississauga support, making us believe we can make this happen. Yeah. Some of the main reasons. I hope that was a short enough story. I said I was going to break it down. Along those lines.
No, I think that summarizes it pretty well. I think it's a lot of change, but I think everybody from Mississauga can say we're excited for you guys, right? So we're very excited. And I know, before I get into it and ask you about the new coming shows of Mississauga, do you have a favorite story about your adventures on the road so far?
I'll try to name a couple, I guess. Just the drive down there, down here. If you want to check it out on like YouTube, we've been documenting the whole thing on this series called Keep It Dreamy, and I guess you can say just the 4-day drive, and just like that whole time, we had the trailer. I'm pulling this thing with my Nissan Sentra. I'm doing. The speed limit is 65 miles per hour. I did 60 miles per hour the whole way from like Canada to California. I guess the most memorable story for me right now, the one that I can come up with, is that feeling of coming down here the whole time and just asking ourselves, looking over at each other, just being like, are we doing this right now? Like, what is going on? Trying to get back to how it once was when we first started this band, of just like hitting the reset button and just doing our best to grind it out and meeting new people and just feeling like it's like guerrilla, style playing and booking. But you can get a little more in depth if you go check out our videos on YouTube for part of the Keep It Dreamy series there.
Yeah, definitely encourage everybody watching to check that out. Exciting news. You're coming back to hometown in Mississauga and Burlington, right? So the first one is at Hammerson Hall at Living Arts Center, which is very exciting, on Friday, April 29th. And then you're also going to Burlington Performing Arts Center on May 3rd. What are you looking forward to for these events?
It's been a long time coming. I've been really looking forward to Mississauga at the LAC for a long, long time. And Burlington's awesome. That's just icing on the cake. But I look at it as one of the most important kind of gigs in my career so far. So it's been really making the pressure bring the best out of us, and thinking of all the moments that we've ever done throughout the whole, through our whole careers, and what has made our stage show as good as it has been. There's not a moment, not missing a beat, and just making sure that there's always nonstop, just something happening to be engaging and entertaining in the show. So the most exciting part is just being able to hold ourselves accountable to just work on crafting this show right now, and how that's going to be, so that when we go in, we're just going to be 100% on our game and just kill it, and try to make the hometown crowd very proud of us. Hopefully we'll see.
I think we will be. So to our audience, definitely get your tickets. It's coming up soon at the end of April. I'll put a link in here somewhere. Before I say goodbye, what does the future look like for the Dreamboats? Do you have anything else coming up?
We're doing our best. We've been meeting some really cool people out here. We're doing our best to kind of get on some festivals that are out here. We're getting some good, good price points on private parties, and just trying to keep the dream alive, keep a roof over our heads, and making sure that we're not living off craft dinner, hot dogs and maple syrup. We're doing our best just to make sure that we're just keeping it going. We're going to be doing a lot of writing and releasing original music. As much as we love doing the covers, we really want to do our best to kind of bring our original music and our creative side to the forefront, still in Dreamboats fashion, retro vein, and push that forward. And I guess you can say those are the more exciting things that we have on the horizon, and just coming out here and just keeping you all posted with what we plan on doing and how we Mississauga boys are coming out to this foreign land and just trying to make careers for ourselves, and really just trying to make it happen and live the dream.
Yeah, we're so excited to hear more about it. So where can people find more and stay up to date with you guys? What is your website and social media handles?
Definitely get us on Instagram. Instagram is a big one for us. We're very active on it, and we're posting a lot of content these days. We brought down our videographer from Mississauga. Shout out to Mr. Eric Soto. He's the best in the biz.
Yeah.
And yeah, just releasing a lot of content, and a lot of it can be pushed on Instagram as well as TikTok. We're trying to get the TikTok game a little cool reels, and definitely get us on Facebook. All the things that we're posting on Instagram is going to Facebook as well. So get those 3 social media platforms. Also check out for the serious fans, contact us, and we're sending out links to our Discord, where we send out a lot of exclusive footage, unreleased footage and songs to people that are in our Discord group that want a little more of an insight and personalized kind of engagement online. So check out those platforms for sure.
Great. Well, we're looking forward to seeing everything you have upcoming in the future. Thank you again for joining us, and we're looking forward to having you back in Mississauga at the end of April.
Sherri, thank you so much for doing this for us. This is amazing, and I miss you guys, and hope to see you when we're back in the area as well.